wrong atmosphere with teams that didn't have a great supporting cast to help the quarterback be all he could be. Teams that didn't have their priorities in line in regard to putting a quarterback in a position that he can be all that he can be. And he finally ends up in Arizona. And they draft the #1 pick. And he's not playing real well yet. And they put Kurt in there, and he wins 8 games last year. They make him the starter this year, and take him to the Super Bowl. Motivation, persistence, and these things that you learn not only in the football field, on the soccer field, lacrosse. My grandsons play lacrosse, you know, and I never saw anybody play lacrosse in California. It's out here, and it's a wonderful thing. But there are so many girls field hockey. You ever watch girls play field hockey? They're tough. It's, you know, and providing people an environment and atmosphere so they can perform well, so they can take advantage of their motivations, their passion, and be exposed to people that coach and teach these great sports. Help them develop a passion. You know, you're not born with a passion. You learn it. It's stimulated by teachers. A high school coach came to Calistoga High School in 1954, my senior year in high school. I was not going to go to college. I never took the SATs. Okay. I was going to stay home and work in my dad's garage. He wanted me to. He had great dreams of my brother and I being Vermeil and Sons Owl Garage. They called it the Owl Garage because he worked on that. And the garage was right next to the house. This high school football coach comes to the high school of 130 kids, 29 kids in my graduating class. And he convinces me, because he's such an example, he was so worthy of emulation that he ignited a spark in me about doing something other than work in cars and drive race cars. If he had not done that, I doubt very much that I would have ever gone on to junior college, then on to college, then on into teaching. You know, there's so many things that can be learned on the football field and athletic field. And many times the sport it is, the other time is someone that's coaching it and teaching it. Somebody worthy of emulation. Somebody worthy of emulation. With motivation so critical to performance, and performance so critical to success, what is critical to motivation? You know what it is? It's attitudes. We are all either the victim or the beneficiary of our attitudes. We are the victim or the beneficiary of the way we think. Boy, and is that so critical. That's why sometimes people embarrass themselves by exposing how they think publicly when they vote against helping an athletic program and increasing, not asking to pay more taxes. If you can afford it, contribute some money to help us improve our facility. Put in sprint turf or a competitor. Exposing how they think publicly when they vote against helping an athletic program and increasing, not asking to pay more taxes. If you can afford it, contribute some money to help us improve our facility. Put in sprint turf or a competitive field, whatever. Put in some and make it first class. Give our kids a chance to walk out there and feel good about it. Just like, you know, putting on a nice shirt and all of a sudden you feel a little better. You're cleaned up, you're ready to go to work. And you walk in good facilities and see what's being on, you take pride in it. But attitudes are critical, you know, and we are either the victim or the beneficiary, you know. And I have seen so many kids become so successful in the professional worlds because of their attitude, because of the way they think, how they align priorities, how they listen, how they accept discipline, how they accept coaching, how they accept teaching, how they accept counseling, how they accept listening to their parents' advice. It's all based on their attitudes. And every once in a while, Kara says to me, even just a few hours ago, you need an attitude change. And it's true, we all have to do it. We all have to take an attitude change. But it's so critical. It's so critical to think the right way. Exposure to the right things. Exposing our kids to good examples. Exposing them to school districts that really believe that they are of value and that what we present at Unionville High School is of value to them. And their contribution will be made even greater if we provide it with good facilities, showing that we really do care. You know, people don't care how much you know, until they know how much you care. And there are so many different ways to demonstrate that. Attitude being so critical to motivation, motivation being so critical to performance, performance so critical to success, what is the next? It's choice. The greatest power we have is not under the hood of the car we just drove over here. It's the power of choice. The power to determine what we allow to enter our minds to become important to us. So many young people make major mistakes by making the wrong choices in determining what is important to them. Boy, and I'll tell you, it's a parental battle. We've all gone through it with our teenagers. And sometimes it lasts for quite a while before they really start making the right choices. And so I had a call today from an athlete I coached 5 years, and I think the world of him. And he's a problem guy. He never had a dad. Mom was a pretty stable lady, and a grandmom raised him. His good friend calls. He says, Coach, so-and-so got picked up on a DUI, another DUI. Now here's a guy who was given a $5 million bonus the second year I was in Kansas City. Played corner, okay? It's his 4th DUI. He is in trouble. Why? Continues to make the wrong choices. Continues to make the wrong choices. And try, as I did, and try as hard as Carol did, helping this guy make right choices. When he gets on his own, from time to time, he makes wrong choices. My gosh, and if we can help anything, if we can help young people in our education systems, maybe not do any better in Latin, maybe not do any better in algebra, maybe not do any better in history, help them make better choices in the attitudes they form about what they're doing and their obligations. They have to realize their future belongs to them. They have to be taught to treat it with great respect. Treat it with a great sense of responsibility, because they will be living in that future the rest of their lives. And it will be determined by the choices they make. The choices of the people they listen to, the choices of the people they surround themselves by. And I know that I have seen so many kids become so successful on and off the field because they started making the right choices. And some of them came out of an environment where they had every reason to make wrong choices. And they gradually said, no, not me. I'm going to do this. And they put their mind to it. Well, simple. You make the right choices, you form better attitudes. You form better attitudes, you always have a better level of motivation, a better and a deeper passion. If you have a better passion or a motivation to do something, you perform better. If you perform better, you ultimately are more successful in whatever it is you choose to do. Well, it's always made sense to me. I've always said winning is not complicated, people complicated. I am complicated. People complicated. And young kids complicated. Very sophisticated people complicated. I've taken over 3 losing NFL franchises that had been losing, and if you could smell the losing when you walked in. You could hear the losing. You could see the losing in the environment, in the facilities, and how things had been degrading over a period of losing years. And you get to work, and the first thing you've got to change are the attitudes of the people in that building. Because remember this, when they fire the coaching staff, everybody else in the building stays. You're the new guy on the block, and you come in, it's your job to rebuild this organization. That's why this Ken Weissenthal at Arizona Cardinals just deserves a Congressional Medal of Coaching, believe me. Because the Arizona Cardinals are a perennial losing organization. And he, in a short period of time, turned it into a winning one. Tremendous job. I'd like to think that improved facilities here in Unionville will provide the inspiration and motivation for some young athletes. Maybe not become professional athletes, just become habitually better trained to live healthier